Hey YouTube, my name's Dan. I decided to start this blog because I had a virus about 2-3 weeks ago. It really knocked me for six. And as part of the virus, I developed a condition which I now understand to be dissociative disorder, depersonalization and derealization. I am currently seeing a therapist who is helping me with the condition and just looking generally at my anxiety levels, which have been very high for the last few years. Part of that, I think, is probably just to do with the way I am, of course, and also a huge part of it probably to do with my job and my lifestyle and a lot of negative thinking and negative patterns of stress and general lifestyle. So as part of that, I've decided to do this blog. I know a lot of other people on YouTube have done something quite similar. Big Noah, one of the other YouTubers that I've watched a lot, who has a very similar sort of or had a very similar condition. He helped a lot. And various other bloggers who I've watched. Thought I'd sort of basically start by just cataloguing what I've gone through and a little bit about what I've been doing to try and get better. For me, depersonalization, derealization started a few weeks ago. I went through some extreme anxiety after I had a very bad virus, which left me with a lung infection, and I was absolutely knocked out. I spent 5-6 days basically on my back without eating, without sleeping properly, a high fever, taking medication to try and sort of control that, and I couldn't work, and for a whole week I was pretty much KO'd. After that, I had some quite severe anxiety episodes, particularly at home, and some very intrusive thoughts and just a bad mental state. One of the worst I've had, really. I was on the verge of basically locking myself in the house. It wasn't good. That passed, and I started to feel a lot better, and the anxiety passed, and I thought I managed to get it down, but then this derealization started. It was about, 2 weeks ago now, and it started with just an episode where I felt a day where I felt incredibly out of my own body. I woke up and I looked in the mirror, and the classic thing of just seeing myself and not feeling like I was attached to myself, and that somehow everything I was looking at was in a video game, that I was looking at it through a sheet of glass, all the things that other people have described, really, really trippy, otherworldly feelings, basically. And all accompanied by a real strong sense of dread or negativity, which I couldn't shake. The best way I could describe it is it was like being in a nightmare that I hadn't woken up from, and kind of hoping that at any point I would wake up from it, and slowly realizing that that wasn't actually what was going on. And that was it. And then so for the last few weeks, with different levels of regularity, I've been feeling these feelings. Most of the time it lasts throughout the day, with different levels of severity. Sometimes I really genuinely feel like none of this can be real, and I look around and everything feels just detached and weird and alien to me. Sometimes that then affects my thinking, so I sort of think, what's the point of involving myself in any of it, because I don't feel like it's real, or I expect it to just kind of collapse and disappear. It's a really hard thing to describe. I think if you're going through it, you'll understand it. If you're not, then you just sort of think, why don't you just snap out of it? But it's not that simple. It's a real brain condition. You can't just will yourself out of it. So yeah, and you know, so I've been seeing a therapist for a couple of weeks, and I've been telling them about the details of the condition. So I'm starting to see some patterns emerging and things that I can do. And I have to say, at the moment, in this particular moment while I'm recording this video, I'm not experiencing the symptoms right now, which is fantastic. I still feel a little bit of kind of anxiety, like that at any minute the symptoms could re-arise, but I do find that at certain times of day I snap out of it, and it's not 100% continuous. But I think, you know, I just wanted to record this video because I want to have a record of when I feel good and when I feel bad and what I'm going through, and maybe somewhere I can help other people going through the same thing. I intend to do more videos which are more about how to hopefully get over the symptoms and what kind of thought processes are negative, and then also what kind of things are positive that help. At the moment for me, I'm finding, you know, the best thing that I've found so far is literally, and this sounds incredibly obvious and really difficult to comprehend at the same time, if you're going through this, you just have to carry on as though it's not happening. And by that I mean that you have to assume that life is real, that everything around you is real and tangible. Remember that you haven't been like this your whole life. It's really just a very recent thing. Hold on to those thoughts of when everything was normal, and remember that that is you, and that this is the condition, this is the anxiety driven situation, and everything that went before is, you know, normality, if you like. That certainly helped me to sort of hold on to that and to think that, you know, I will get back to normal. In addition to that, you just basically try and block out negative thinking, dwelling on what symptoms you're feeling. Just let them happen. Try not to fight them, and that's really difficult to say, and there's times of the day where I definitely can't help but try and fight the feelings, and I know that they get worse when that happens. And you can't completely block out the thoughts, that's impossible, but you can start to develop a more positive attitude towards it, a more accepting attitude towards it. And all I can say is, during these little periods like now, I know that I'm back to normal. This is the real world, not what's going on in my head when I have these episodes. You've got to cling on to that, and I'm hoping one day soon to be completely free of it, as a lot of other people are. Yeah, that's about it for now. I'm going to check in as much as I can. I'm going to try and do more videos about the specifics of what I do. I've been doing some mindfulness meditation. I've been working with a couple of programs and books that claim to improve your anxiety situation. I'll name check those, although I'm not affiliated with anything, of course. I'm just saying for the benefit of everyone else, and I will give as many updates as I can, and hopefully one day, like everyone else who's watching this, hopefully looking for other people going through the same thing, hopefully we'll all look back and we'll say, yeah, we got over that, because it is one of the worst experiences I've ever been through, and I've been ill a lot of times in my life, but this is something else. This is really soul destroying. So yeah, stay the course. More videos soon, hopefully.